is ATG Grid News. I'm Zack Haiku.
I am Katheryn Llewellyn.
Our top stories. Second Life Mesh may be updated. Linden Lab discusses possible future improvements to mesh, materials, rigs, and content creation tools. Marketplace and web systems reviewed. The July web user group covers search, redeliveries, authentication, variants, and store cleanup. Zindra access concerns grow. Residents question coastal parcels, public waterways, and boating access in the expanded adult mainland.
Hello, and welcome to ATG Grid News. We begin with one of the strongest technical stories of the week. The Second Life Content Creation User Group met on Thursday, July 2nd, and the main topic was the future of Second Life Mesh. NRAP reports that the discussion was introduced by Linden, who asked creators to consider what they would want from a possible update to Second Life's mesh system. The key point is that Linden Lab is not announcing a finalized new mesh system. This was an exploratory discussion. But it is important because Second Life's current mesh format is old, difficult to extend, and tied to viewer compatibility concerns. One idea raised was the possibility of using a variant of glTF as one more extensible internal format. That would make it easier to add newer content features over time without bringing existing mesh content already on the grid. Residents and creators raised several possible improvements. These included increasing the number of material faces, supporting glTF mesh hierarchies with proper origins, allowing better editing of metadata through the viewer, and improving Blender support. There was also a discussion around more advanced avatar animation support, including custom skeletons, custom rigs, and blend shapes. These ideas could matter for creators making clothing, avatars, animals, vehicles, plants, animated objects, and more complex scene content. The meeting also included a discussion of flexi-mesh ideas for clothing and hair, though the report notes that physic-bone style approach might be more realistic than older flexible object methods. Linden Lab also indicated that the future of SL Mesh 2 project were to happen, it would likely begin with a feature parity before adding major new features. That means the first step would be making more existing capabilities still work before moving on to more advanced improvements. The overall message is cautious, but significant. Updating Mesh would not be quick, and nothing is guaranteed. But Linden Lab is openly asking what creators want from the next generation of Second Life content tools.
The July Second Life web user group also brought several updates for residents, creators, and marketplace merchants. The meeting was held on Wednesday, July 1st, and summarized by NRAP. The web user group focuses on Second Life web properties, including marketplace, dashboard pages, support portals, LAN portals, and forums. One of the main updates was that under the hood, authentication and email service upgrades are now complete. Linden Lab is still doing some internal cleanup, but with the migration complete, the company can now look towards adding more authentication options in the future. Marketplace search was another major topic. Linden Lab is continuing to tune web search and make user interface changes, especially around mobile presentation and better search responses. According to the meeting notes, better tuned search results should become more consistent over the next couple of months. Marketplace redeliveries were also discussed. Linden Lab has been working on internal improvements around bulk redeliveries, including cases where redeliveries sometimes became stuck. The meeting also covered marketplace variants. Creators were asked how many versions of the same item they often sell, such as color options. Shoppers were also asked how often they see multiple versions of the same product appearing separately in search results or store browsing. That discussion matters because product variants could help reduce duplicate listings and make marketplace shopping cleaner. There was also discussion of marketplace store cleanup. Creators were asked how often they remove older, deprecated, or no longer selling products from their stores. Content flagging was another issue. Linden Lab indicated that the flagging process is under review, including whether more flagging reasons are needed. For residents, the practical takeaway is that Marketplace and Second Life web systems are still being actively adjusted. For creators, the meeting shows that search, redeliveries, variants, listing quality, and content reports remain major areas of attention.
Narape has reviewed the SL Mobile Learning Center, a tutorial experience designed for residents using Second Life Mobile. The Learning Center is a part of a wider Linden Lab effort to create experiences optimized for SL Mobile and especially useful for residents who first enter Second Life through the mobile app. It's also useful for existing residents who have never used SL Mobile before. The experience is available from the selection of SL Mobile experiences shown when logging into the app. Narape reports that the Learning Center is a work of the Second Life Studios team and was developed in consultation with the marketing and growth team. The tutorial is set aboard a space vessel and takes users through a series of learning rooms. The focus is intentionally limited. Instead of trying to teach everything about Second Life at once, the Learning Center concentrates on smaller sets of basic mobile skills. That includes movement, exploration, interacting with the environment, and getting used to the mobile joystick. That design choice is important. Second Life can be overwhelming for new users, and mobile users face a different interface than the desktop viewer users. A tutorial that tries to explain every feature at once can become more confusing than helpful. The Learning Center also includes a side task involving a character named Captain Rilo, along with a route toward the Welcome Hub. Inara notes that the experience may not cover every feature, such as chat or voice, but that avoiding too much exposition may actually help new users stay comfortable. The report also says feedback gathered from Linden Lab suggests the Learning Center is one of the stronger performing SL Mobile experiences so far. For Second Life Mobile, this is an important development because it shows Linden Lab is not only building the app, but also building onboarding experiences around how people actually learn to use it.
This week's viewer release roundup is short, but it does include third-party viewer activity. Narape's viewer release summary for the week through Sunday, June 28, reports no change to the official Linden Lab viewer lineup. The default Second Life viewer remains the May 19th release with the flat user interface and font update. The Second Life Lua editor alpha viewer also remains unchanged. On the third-party viewer side, there were two listed updates. Kirstens viewer posted an S24/7 release on June 28th. Cool VL viewer also posted updates on June 27th with the stable version listed as 1.32.4.34. And the experimental version listed as 1.32.5.4. The report lists no mobile or other client updates for that viewer summary periods. For most residents, this is not a major viewer change week. There is no new official Linden Lab viewer release in this roundup. But for residents who use third-party viewers, especially Kirstens or CoolVL, it is worth checking release notes and update information before installing. As always, residents should download viewers only from official project pages or trusted viewer directories and should be careful with unofficial links.
Linden Lab has announced the July edition of Hot Off the Render at the Second Life Cinema. This showcase is presented by the SL Video Creators Group, which was founded by Jordan Rizzo in 2020. The group brings together Second Life filmmakers to connect, collaborate, and showcase original Machinima. The July Hot Off the Render showcases a curated compilation of new Machinima releases from creators across the grid. Linden Lab says the showcase is now playing at the Second Life Cinema and invites residents to watch it in a shared theater setting with friends. The feature directors include a long list of Second Life creators, with works appearing in a compiled showcase format. Residents visiting the cinema should make sure their media and sound settings are enabled, with volume turned up. Linden Lab also notes that if the video does not start immediately, residents need to toggle the play and pause button until playback begins. This is a useful community media story because it highlights Second Life as a platform for video production, not only social events, shopping, or building. Machinima remains one of the ways residents document, interpret, and promote Second Life culture. Hot off the render gives those creators a shared venue and gives residents a simple way to see what filmmakers are producing now. The July showcase will remain available during the month at the Second Life Cinema.
Resident concerns are growing over coastal access in the newly expanded Zindra mainland area. The concern centers on parts of the new eastern coastline, where residents say some waterfront parcels appear to sit between the shore and protected waterways. That has raised questions about whether future beach landowners will have practical access to open water and whether boaters will have enough clear space to travel comfortably along the coast. Zindra is Second Life's adult-rated mainland continent, and Linden Lab has been adding new adult-rated regions as part of a wider expansion. That expansion is significant because Zindra land is limited, and adult mainland is important to residents, businesses, venues, and communities that need adult-rated mainland space. But as new regions appear, residents are also watching how the land is laid out. The issue is not simply whether more regions are being added, it is how those regions connect to the rest of the continent, how much public water remains available, and whether coastal areas support sailing, boating, beach access, and future community use. Linden Lab has indicated that the new Zindra regions include connected waterways, including routes along the eastern coast. Residents who believe a landowner is blocking or encroaching into a public waterway are being advised to use the official abuse report process. The wider discussion now highlights the balance Linden Lab must manage with mainland expansion, adding new parcels while preserving useful public infrastructure, protected water, road access, coastlines, and navigable routes. For residents, the practical takeaway is that the Zindra expansion is still being watched closely, not only for how much land it adds, but for how usable that land will be once the coast, water, and parcel layout are fully settled.
That's all for today's edition of ATG Grid News.
I'm Zack Haiku.
And I'm Katheryn Llewellyn.
Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to
enjoy the grid.